Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host Brian
All right, buddy.
and Brett.
Glad to finally be back for Paradise.
Back in Paradise, season 9, episode 8 here, guys. This was a great episode. There was a lot. We had an old flame return, an old bachelorette. We had a good old fashioned roast, which is never going to end well. We've seen some relationships solidifying and some falling apart. Looks like next week is going to be very explosive and a lot of the fallout from things that started this week. But overall, this week I think would be headlined by the return of Katie Thurston. We are very familiar with Katie Thurston on this podcast. All three of us obviously watched her seasons that she was involved in. Brian and I are currently reviewing F Boy Island season 3, where she is one of the three leads. So, literally just about 20 minutes ago in our reality guys time, we just did a review about a Katie Thurston. So, double header for Katie here, us doing a Friday night review of Paradise. Came in, talked to Blake, obviously her ex fiance, reading from the show. She dumped him over the phone, and then she started dating a guy that was in their mutual friend group in San Diego literally like a couple days later, a guy who was actually a contestant on The Bachelor in her season, who she eliminated like week 2.
Yeah.
So, it was one of those things where like that dude and her were obviously like making that connection while she was already dating Blake. So I could see why it'd be shocking for him. For me, guys, what was shocking was the result of the conversation, where I think it ended up shaking Blake's confidence. And we'll dive into details, but this is my overall thoughts. Bry, what do you think then, Brett, just about Katie's arrival tonight?
I mean, I don't want to see her at all. I mean, especially like we're already watching a whole season about her on another show. It's just she's playing the game. So I mean, I guess you can't get mad at that. She's doing making her appearances, but I'm glad she didn't stay. That would have been awful.
Yeah, I agree. Katie Thirsty. Katie Thirsty
Yep.
for TV.
I like that.
I had to Google who she cheated on Blake with. That dude looks like a total dweeb. I can't believe she got rid of him, but then cheated on Blake, I guess. But whatever. I think she needs to release the voice memos because now I'm curious what they say. But it sounds like she broke his heart. So boo her, she sucks. And now it looks like Blake's about to dump Jess. So thanks, Katie.
I think it makes sense, right? I mean, the idea that, well, it doesn't really make sense because his real criticism was that he didn't feel the same type of love that he was feeling when he was talking to Katie. It's like, well, no, duh, dude. You're not gonna have the same kind of feelings for a girl you met 5 days ago on the beach than someone you used to be engaged to. Don't think that was very fair to Jess. I think Jess is. I like Jess. I don't see really any real major red flags from Jess on the beach.
No, but
Except for the fact that she's unathletic, apparently. So that's
Oh, God forbid.
I will say that like if you're gonna be like comparing two things to about two fake relationships on TV, like I mean, come on, let's get real here. Like it's not the same. What do you mean? It's not the same as your TV relationship that you had before. Like I
if
think
any. Well,
he's
I don't know how long Blake and her were together after the show, but if anything, I would say should be stronger because the attention is on each other versus he basically was competing down to the wire against
yeah.
other guys when she was
He was
Bachelorette.
a like consolation winner because Greg left. Like he wasn't gonna win that season. Greg Rippo was gonna win that season, but they got in that big argument when it was like the final three and he left. So then it was only him and our buddy with the awesome
Ja,
no, wasn't it the dude who made the awesome like
Justin.
eye ones from
Justin,
Pat?
yeah. Brett was right.
What was the
Justin.
name?
Justin.
Dustin. Yeah, exactly. Like he was awesome. So it's like, but that those two guys were like second and third. Like we knew that going in, and it just how that season shook out. They dated for a decent. I mean, they were engaged for a decent amount of time. I don't think it was even like a full year, but like most of a year, or maybe about a year. It was around like COVID time, so you just don't know the full situation. But yeah.
They broke up over the phone, and come on, you're engaged. Give me a break.
Also, she wasn't very funny.
No, she's not funny. She's 0% funny.
The only like hit she would get when they went to the roast was like pulling up Blake and that they used to bang basically. And it's like that's low hanging. That's not and called Jesse Palmer a do nothing host. Obviously, they don't do anything. And called Wells bitter, which I don't think Wells comes off that bitter.
Yeah, I mean it's again. Well, we're gonna get there, but you can't take these things. I mean, everything that they see online is way worse than anything that was said at this roast.
They were all up in their feelings, though. All the girls can't take a damn joke.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, let's just talk about the roast, and we can talk about the arrivals after. And they did do the blind abs kiss challenge this episode. I hate those challenges. The roast, obviously, teams of two going to write material and roast everybody. So there were some main targets here. Interesting to me, I want to note is that they bleeped out the word wet. Very interesting. Like you weren't allowed because it was obviously a sexual innuendo, but like why did they need to bleep the word wet out? Little interesting nugget from the FCC there. John Henry made his joke. One of my favorite jokes was John Henry when he went to Olivia and he was like, "Oh, Olivia, you're still here."
That was kind of savage, and I actually liked that one.
So that one was good.
Thanks to you, bud.
A lot of cat hate obviously was going to happen. Katie did make a funny observation, which was true. Kat did try to like verbally say like she didn't really mind that she was getting a lot of attacks, but her face definitely she looked upset.
Yeah.
Roasts aren't fun, guys.
Her face
Dude, listen.
Yeah, I haven't been here in a while, but Kat, she sucks.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, yeah, I haven't been here in a while, but Kat, she sucks. Her face always looks like she's, she got something up her butt or something. I don't know. She's in a pissy mood.
Yeah, she never does look happy. That's definitely been noted by everybody. Look, note to everyone, don't do roast for your friends and family. It's not fun. It's not gonna be fun. Like,
yeah, you only do it if you're getting paid, and
only do a roast if you're getting paid, and paid more than the people on The Bachelor in Paradise are getting paid to be on the beach.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I have here for that? Okay, Jess. Yeah, Jess got a lot, baby Jess. I just don't understand why you would even get upset by people calling you young.
I agree. I completely agree with you. There's worse things said about you on Reddit or Twitter tenfold than what people said tonight. And I'll stand by it.
100%. If you're Jess, you should just be like, you're all old. I'm age appropriate for this show.
Right.
Right. You like Jess, right?
Yeah, like Jess. And I think being called young is not a roast. Like what?
Yeah, I agree. It's lame.
Don't be offended. And it's a shitty roast too. Find a better one.
Someone else who could not take the joke was Rachel. Rachel, this happens all the time. Rachel does this. Like Rachel just loses her. But she's just like, it's not funny. This is personal. Like, I don't get it. Like, why are we doing it? It's just like what do you mean you don't get it? You've been on this show. You are literally one of the Bachelorettes. You should know this more than anyone.
The amount of attention she gets is kind of starting to piss me off. Like, but not by the people on the show.
Screen time.
Screen time is starting. Like, how many dates has she been on?
Like 2, 3.
Like, oh, it's going to be a 50-50 chance who's going to get the one-on-one date. And it's like, oh, it's the guy that you used to go on a date with. And it's
in real life. It's crazy. Back to the top of the episode. Michael picks Olivia for the date. So that made sense. Olivia was free. Michael was free. I like the date. Straightforward, pretty innocent. They could make a good end game couple here, right? To just make it through the last few days, not get eliminated, etc. We mentioned Jordan from Rachel's season returning. He had the first one-on-one date that season. Didn't work out for him. They went on a date in real life, apparently. I don't know, I guess circumstances led to them not continuing to date, but she seemed pretty instantly on board with him. And that's why I just don't have any sympathy for her, especially later on when she's upset about people making fun of her and trashing her. It's like, you just dumped the dude who literally just saved you. And she tried to go tell Tanner, like, no, you said this was just so like I could see what I could do for another week. He's like, no, that is not what I said. I said, I'm looking forward to building the connection with you, not to just like be your friend. Like that girl, that's what I don't like. People call her on crap and then she gets very upset when people call her on it.
And she went back too.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, who knows where that.
That's what I mean, from what we've seen. Yeah.
He's like, no, you're not dumping me. And she's like, okay, maybe I'm not dumping you. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, the fatigue on her I'm overdue.
Right. Brett, what's your take on Rachel's situation?
Like, Rachel's just messy. Like, I don't even know. Like, what? Yeah. So Jordan, it wasn't clear. Did she go on a date with him off the show? Because I don't know if they
Yes.
were talking about the show. Because obviously, like he had like the first one-on-one. They did that cool thing in the plane, and then she dumped his ass for no reason. And now I
Right.
guess is trying to date him again. You had the thing with Tanner. I don't know why Tanner even dumped Davia just to give a friendship rose to Rachel, or she was confused about it. And then I mean, it looks like she might be dumping Jordan again to go with Tanner this week because Tanner's like, no, let's do it, and she's like, okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god, I don't
people are
know.
just like casualties of war for
Well,
their
she's off
storyline.
crying next week, so we see that before she gives the rose away again, like making it about herself. Like in that situation,
I
like
don't know what I'm gonna
you're
do.
not the only. Yes, you do. It's like going up to a drive-through window and then pretending like you're looking at the menu. You know what you're gonna do. Don't pull this crap.
Yeah,
This is your like swan song on the Bachelor franchise. Actually, I could see her back on Paradise.
I don't know if I want to see bachelorettes or bachelors on.
Well, she's now a Paradise person now. She's already broken in now, so now it would be appropriate for her to come back. Like she's already.
Yeah. I'm just glad that even if you're a background actor on charity season, and once again a background actor behind Jordan, like this guy Taylor, you still got a shot at paradise. So you can
You just got
still
to make a
it's
season,
anybody.
right?
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
Brett, you're right. You just got to be one of like 30 guys to make a season, and you got a shot at
and you
Paradise.
just gotta say yes to everything. Like anytime they're like, "Oh, you got to meet up. We're having a meet up in Atlanta for the Bachelor alumni." You just got to go. You just got to show your face. Like make
That's funny. I
that's what
think
you gotta
that's a
do, man.
great point,
Just
Brett. There is a path
FaceTime
there.
and then get in there, and then you're good.
It's like a small
Like this guy will show up.
fictional.
He's reliable. He's been to the meet and greets.
I don't even
Um,
know if there are meet and greets, but you're saying just go to a meet and greet and I'll get cast in paradise. I don't even
Well,
have to
I'm
be
saying
on the
I'm saying if you got on Bachelor and like anything, they're like, oh, we're into town to do something, you just go. You do what you're doing just to just get your face there and show that you're into the franchise, and then they'll cast you.
um, only real major note of really of note for the rest of the episode here is the Eliza and Aaron official boyfriend and girlfriend thing. It's funny, Brian and I just talked about this on another show, how we just were like, these are lame. We were talking
I
about that
hate
on
them.
Love Island. I mean, this is kind of like the form of the show. I get it. But it's funny because like what's basically gonna happen is he asked her to be his girlfriend, and like 2 days from now he's gonna propose to her.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's
So just wait
insanity.
and just propose.
Or just like ask him in a conversation. You don't need to do this grand gesture to like and like involve like 25 people that you want to be on. Like ask someone to you. That's what kids do.
You want to go to prom?
Yeah, it's a joke.
I mean, I guess I'm happy for them. I mean, we weren't huge fans of Aaron B on that season because of his white knighting. We talked about that, but I mean, on Paradise, he's been fine. He hasn't started any crap with like Braden or anything. So
I'm pro him because anybody that gets done dirty, I'm pro.
yeah, no, I'm good with
And he
it.
got done dirty a couple weeks ago.
Oh my god, well that suicide bomb in with Charity, yeah, no, that
Yeah,
no
just
bueno.
no. This should be a no bachelorette fly zone ever. Just they're not allowed in.
You're only allowed to come if you're going to hype people up, not to trash them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
Yeah, from last week though, what Aaron described as his situationships or whatever, and juggling three of them and then going on the show. I don't know. I don't think he was necessarily cheating on anyone because he wasn't official, but it's a little scummy, a little shady, douchebaggy.
I'm sure he might have led the guy on like the girl on a little bit like in the situation, but at the end of the day, when you find out she's reaching out to other people's families and like harassing them, that's where
Yeah,
it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. This woman is definitely more of a scorned ex now at this point, right? So like,
It's just
we need
like
to go ruin it.
Uche and Lydia.
Yeah,
Literally, like Uche's like, we're not dating, but I'm gonna bang you because why not?
in his defense, I think it's just it happens all the time. But he just got happened to be on a TV show. I'm
yeah.
sure this
Well,
happens all the time. And then like if like you're on a TV show, like oh I was talking to him, and it's just their way to get on spotlight. Not saying what he did was right, but it's just it
no, for
happened.
sure.
It's now that we have these dating apps, you can be talking to a bunch of people at the same time, and it's that's probably what was going on.
Yeah.
They're
It's
both
my
good
opinion on
points,
that.
both sides. I mean, there's two sides of that, obviously. Overall, like I said, the lead up now with all of this happening next week is going to be explosive. I'm really looking forward to, well, not next week, 2 weeks break next week, guys. Thanksgiving holiday. Everyone enjoy their Thanksgiving week. I think there's going to be a decent number of shows next week that may be breaked or moved around like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at least. So we'll take a look at the schedules. We'll record what we can. Obviously, the holiday is going to impact that a little bit as well. But we'll be back in 2 weeks for that. It also is the Golden Bachelor finale.
Yeah, Brett, what do you have something to say?
I was just gonna say, what do you think about your boy Tyler from Wildwood?
Oh, you mean
And
getting his ear pierced by Braden?
yeah, he entered his fuckboy era as getting his
Follower, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He also got done dirty in the truth box where they said he's not in the Mercedes that much. And then you could definitely tell she was kind of feeling that vibe a little bit, like once they started talking after that. So, I mean, again, I don't think Paradise is really, I think Paradise is there for like one, maybe two couples that actually try to like become anything. And I think the rest is just fun. And I think he's coming to that part of it too. I mean, I don't think the guy should do too much hate. The earring was stupid, but he was probably just uber drunk.
He's definitely drunk. I need to see video evidence of somebody that's on the show actually putting something in the truth box.
And yeah, I still think it's the producer.
I think it's all bullshit. Like it's always way to a certain couple. Like there's a bunch of pro stuff, and then we get one bomb dropping in about your boy Tyler.
I agree. It's funny. I'm glad you brought
it's
that
better
up.
than nothing being in
No, I agree. It is better than
No,
nothing. It is.
You make it all the way through. He's safe. He's done well. He hasn't made himself look like an a-hole. Like he could come back again if he wanted to, type thing, right? So I think he's done well. It was funny. I frankly, again, that's something I would have liked to have seen. Like showed them like him like getting his ears pierced drunk at like 3 a.m. Like that would have been funny, right? Like that's the type of wholesome thing they could have made like a little skit out of. So overall, good episode. Like I said, we'll be off next week. No new episode of either franchise, but we'll be back 2 weeks from now. Finale of Golden Bachelor, and I think it's the second to last episode of Bachelor in Paradise. So our Bachelor Nation stuff will be ending. Joey's season announced it is the end of January, so have a little bit of about a month and a half or so break on Bachelor franchise, and we'll be back with Joey's season. But yeah, like I said, anything Bachelor Nation, make sure you're subscribed here and on TikTok. Do everything and anything reality TV. All three of us here doing different types of content, different shows. So whatever you're into, you'll find on our channels. But for myself, Brian, Brett, everyone here at the Reality Guys, thank you very much for watching. Peace.